Alright, so today we're going to talk about Souldiers, spelled S-O-U-L, like soul, so you can call it Souldiers, but it's obviously Souldiers. Alright, so this game came out June 2nd, 2022, and I think the devs and publishers Retroforge and Dear Villagers for the review copy. However, all thoughts will be my own. I am playing this a little bit after the release date, so there's been over 600 reviews, and I haven't looked at any of them yet to form my own opinion, but I see here it says mixed reviews. Now, at the end of my little review, we're going to go down there and see what other people think. Maybe I missed something. So, this is after playing just a couple of hours of the game, but I have enough to let you know what I think about the game. So, we're going to cover what exactly is the game, the story, the gameplay, is worth your time and money. So, Souldiers is a metroidvania game with highly visualized pixel sprite-based graphics. It's a beautiful looking game, lots of touches here and there, you know, foreground, background, really smooth animations, good lighting, really good enemy models, and your own player abilities. So everything looks good. The game graphically looks amazing, and I do have to say that's one of the best things about it. Audio-wise, I would have to say decent sound effects. The music's good at times at the beginning, like the opening cinematic. It looks really good. I'll be showing a little bit of that because it's a cool little movie there. And the music's great. Kind of reminds me of the Super Nintendo era, like, you know, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, etc. So this is a completely single player game. It says partial control support here. However, I found it to be, you know, completely control. I would not play these sort of Metroid platformer 2D ones with a keyboard and mouse. Luckily, everything worked well here. So I have no say on whether or not the keyboard and mouse looks good. Interesting, this is not an early access game. It's a full $20 game, but there's no Steam, there's no achievements, or at least it doesn't show here, and there's no cloud. Alright, so this game, you play as one of 3 classes. You play as the scout class, which acts as like the warrior class, very tanky, a lot of health. You could play as the archer, who has some pretty decent all-around stats. You're most likely shooting a long range using bows and arrows. And then you have a mage, which is the weakest but has a decent block and uses some long range attacks as well. At the beginning of the game, you're going to be picking one of these 3 characters, and you're going to be exploring the whole world of Terragaya. I think that's how the name is. So the story is, it's a medieval fantasy type of world, and you are a soldier in an army, but you're like playing as one of the basic soldiers. There's a lot of cool named NPCs with very distinct visuals who are kind of moving the story along via their dialogue. So what happens is you're on the mission with one of those guys, and basically you are not ambushed, but a giant Valkyrie just comes out of nowhere while you are trapped in a cave. And they're basically saying, hey, you guys are dead, or you're really close to death. Follow me, go find the Guardian, and become champions of Ragnarok and live in glory. So you don't know exactly what that means. You could be lying. You could be, you know, doing some other sort of mischievous things for you. But you decide to go along, and that's where the game starts. So you pick one of these 3 classes, and you just start the game. It's interesting because this is like a long game. It's a Metroidvania, not a roguelites. So once you pick this class, you're stuck with that throughout the whole game. Now you might be thinking, hey, isn't it, you know, it might be like a Dark Souls thing where you just pick your starting stats and your starting equipment. No, this pretty much covers everything. If you're a soldier, you only have access to a certain amount of, you know, skills, and you won't be switching out weapons. Same thing with the ranger or the mage. Once you pick that class, you're that for the whole game. So I don't know why they did that. It might be to promote replayability, but I feel like this would have lended better if you just, you know, you were a random novice knight, and then you can slowly branch off into these other classes, or at the very least switch out weapons on the fly. But that's okay. So you're going to be doing a lot of things. You're going to be seeing in a ton of Metroidvanias, which is platforming, fighting, backtracking, saving, leveling up, buying items, and stuff like that. Thank you, Keeper, for the host. So the game is very smooth, very smooth, not only in its look, its animation, but its feel. You have basic attacks, you have special attacks that require cooldowns, you have even more mana intensive skills, and you can level up and do some sort of passive upgrades. You get mastery every time you level up. You get a little bit of attack, stamina, defense, etc. depending on your class. I don't know if it's random on level up. It could be like, you know, Kingdom Hearts, where you level up and it's like a set, like, oh, every third level we're gonna get an attack buff or something like that. I'm not sure how it works. So you kill enemies, they drop health, they drop money, they also can drop accessories that you can wear, you can switch out at any time. As you play through the game, you're going to be finding areas that you just can't go to yet. Obviously, you can come back later and you'll have access to new types of tools, maybe bombs or something to explode walls. This game has a really cool feature where you're going to be unlocking lots of different elements. Right now, at the beginning of the game, your character is just basic, right? Nothing weakness or no strengths. The first skill that you get, the first element that you get is fire. So certain enemies will be attacked by fire, and you can use it to mess with the environment, such as lighting torches and destroying webs. Now, I think this is a really good game if you like, you know, similar games such as Metroid, Hollow Knight. It is that sort of quality here. It looks like a really, really good, like, well-made game with a lot of love. Now, with that being said, there are some things that are a little annoying that I will mention here. Every time you attack, numbers pop up on the screen. I love that. I think that's cool. However, sometimes when you attack an enemy, you do a crit, which is fine. However, there's no crit stat anywhere on the screen, so I don't know what your percentage is to crits. But when it does, the whole game sort of like juts and freezes to signify, hey, you did a really cool attack. I do not like that. What's even worse is that if you attack an enemy with their weakness, every single attack you do, and if you are a character with a ton of small attacks, every single time it does a little graphic to show, hey, this is the weakness, but it does the same thing that the crit does, where it sort of stutters the screen. It's so freaking annoying. Other than that, everything is fine. Instead of bonfires here, you have something like dragon swords. You can save there, you can fast travel. There's merchants in the game, so you can buy potions and stuff like that. It's a solid game. I think for $20, this is a really, really solid game, and I highly recommend it. However, like I said, I'm playing this a week later. There are mixed reviews, so we're gonna go here live and look at some of the reviews and see what I missed. Maybe there's performance issues, or maybe some people are complaining about the balance of the game. I found it. I'm gonna predict right now. Some people are gonna be like, yeah, bullet sponge enemies, blah 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 blah. I agree a little bit. There are most enemies you can kill fast. There are some mini boss-ish enemies that do take a ton of damage, but that's not a problem. It really is not a problem. All right, so let's go look at it. Oh, and you can also spend let's see, $5 for the soundtrack, $5 for the art book. Okay, so let's see some of the reviews. I want to look at specifically the downvoted reviews. So here we go. So this guy's 4 hours in. This game is the definition of mediocrity. Aside from the pretty world, there's nothing great about it. Level design seems to be focused on being traversable, and that's it, but they aren't fun as platformers. Put a bunch of frustrating design choices on top. There's pretty much no reason to buy the game. That's really harsh, man. That is pretty harsh. I mean, okay. How was the platforming, in my opinion? You don't really have a lot. It's just run and jump. You don't have like variable movements. You can ledge grab and all that stuff. It's not that bad. This guy says the roll has a cooldown of 1 to 2 seconds. This is incredibly dumb when you design enemies, room bosses, where there are multiple things shooting at you at once. The cooldown is also long enough to mess with your timing in an action game. I disagree wholeheartedly. The reason, like, this guy, I don't know. This guy like is probably really shitty at the game. You have to use everything here. Things are shooting at you, but it's not even at a fast pace. You dodge by using the dodge button, which gives you iframes. You can go past enemies, and guess what? You can jump, you can duck, you can block. Yes, there's a block button. So honestly, what does he want? To be like infinite roll? That's not cool. It's exactly how it should be. I think it's perfectly fine. Shooting is a thing possible when you're close to an enemy. Yeah, that's another weird thing. So as a mage, you swing your wand. When you're close to an enemy, then a homing attack goes in. It's really weird. And I wish there was some sort of visual indicator to let me know, hey, I'm close enough to attack them. After a while, after a couple hours, you get a feel for it, but it's a little weird that they did do it that way. So yeah, this guy is feels bad to play, isn't rewarding to explore. This guy says it's pretty fun to explore. I will say I disagree with this guy with all points. This game has a lot of treasure, lots of treasure chests, which give you gold, gives you permanent upgrade boost, it gives you accessories. There's a lot of things you could backtrack to solve puzzles to get the treasures. There's fake walls that you have to like find, and then they also give you treasures. So I don't know what this guy's all about. This guy has, whoa, 42 hours, not recommendation. We're gonna quick look at this one. Hold on. Okay, pros and cons. The world is nicely drawn. I agree. The beautiful world hates you and wants you to die. 3 levels of difficulty: easy, normal, hard, which you can change at any time. You have to get very good at blocking, dodging, using terrain. Yeah, pretty much it. Okay, so plus, the game has a variety of secondary weapons and main weapon upgrades. It does, I agree. Most of them are useless and cannot be realistically used on a regular basis. Okay, I do have to agree with that one. Your mana usage is very, very high. You have skills, but then you can only use like maybe once or twice, at least at the very beginning of the game. And then once you get like more mana regen or mana upgrade, you can use them a lot more. And also you do have secondary weapons like bombs, etc. Which once you use it, you have to go buy them back, or you can very rarely find the drops from enemies. This game uses a weird thing called ammo shards, where instead of you getting 1 bomb, 2 bomb, 3 bomb, you have a maximum of 25 ammo shards. Every 5 equals 1 bomb. So it's a weird little system that way. Puzzles are clever. Yep. Game wants you to be very good at platforming. Game is riddled with bugs. Seriously, I've beaten the final boss, seen the credits, black screen, nothing. No achievements. TLDR. Beautiful game with some serious balance issues. Okay. So it looks like this guy is at the very, very, very end. But honestly, okay. Most of the things that he has said specifically can be fixed. If it's simply like bugs and balance issues, they can fix it. So what's important is the game's core gameplay good enough for you to play it? $20 with this sort of game? Yes, I truly believe this game is worth your time and money if you like these types of games. That being said, I don't know if they're going to do any more updates, so take it as you will. But from what I played so far, this is definitely an upvote. But yes, as of recording this video on June 7th, the 600 reviews mixed. I actually don't even know what that exactly means on Steam. Is that, if it's mixed, is it 50-50? Or maybe there's like, you know, because you know, there's positive, very positive, overwhelmingly positive. If it's a mix, it might be half and half. So who knows? 300 good reviews, 300 not good reviews. Who knows? But my review is going to be a yes. I think it's worth for $20. I've played worse. Trust me, I've played way worse than $20. And this is a nice, you know, it's not often that a good, decent metroidvania comes out. That's a platforming 2D platformer with good combat. I usually play a lot of roguelikes, and those get boring fast because there's a lot of procedurally generated stuff that doesn't have a lot of love and feel put into the environment and animations. This one, though, you know, it's a nice world that they made. You know, a good-looking map, lots of, you know, quality of life stuff. This game is just solid in a lot of points. So if you can get past some of the bugs you might see, or as I mentioned and the review mentioned, maybe some bullet sponges and balancing, if you can get past that, it's a really cool game. So if you love Hollow Knight and stuff like that, definitely check it out. So if you enjoyed, leave a like, it helps a lot. If you haven't already, subscribe for daily videos. If you're watching the review on the main YouTube, head on over to my secondary channel to see the gameplay I'll be uploading there, and come by Twitch. This is where all of it has been recorded. I'm even recording the review live here. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.